you've learned a little bit about what Lewis structures are and how to make them, it's time to do some practice. But first, let's take a little bit of time to review. If you look at the top of your paper, it says that Lewis structures, or dot diagrams, are a simplified way to show how the valence electrons are arranged in the outer shell. This is where the chemical reactions take place, and atoms will either share or give away their electrons to form bonds. Remember, when atoms bond, that's what forms a molecule. Using your periodic table, determine the number of valence electrons for each element. To do that, we got to go back to our periodic table. If you're using the orange ones, I wrote the group numbers in for you. Remember, the column with hydrogen is group 1, beryllium's group 2, boron's group 3, carbon's group 4, nitrogen's group 5, oxygen's in group 6, fluorine is group 7, and helium and neon is group 8. The group numbers are written above them. That tells you how many valence electrons it has, how many electrons in its outer shell. Remember, helium is our exception. So you're going to use this to help you. So then once we know how many valence electrons we need, it says to draw a dot to represent each valence electron around the element symbol. So just like we did before, this diagram is showing you. You put one on the right. The second one goes on the top. The third one goes on the left. The fourth one goes on the bottom. And then if you have more, you go around a second time. The fifth one goes on the right. The sixth one goes on top. The seventh one goes on the left. The eighth one goes on the bottom. You just keep following that pattern. That's how you do all of these. So I'll do the first two with you, hydrogen and helium, and then you are on your own. So if we look at the periodic table, we find hydrogen. It's in the first column, so that means it's group 1, which tells me it has only one valence electron. So I'm going to come over here, and on this side, I'm going to put one valence electron. Now we can do the same thing for helium. So if I look at helium, helium's in group 8. That should mean it has 8 valence electrons, right? Wrong. If you look, helium only has 2 electrons total. That's what its atomic number tells me. So it can't have 8. It can only have 2. So we're going to go 1, 2. Notice how I didn't put the second one up here. It's right on the side of the symbol, right on top of the symbol. Okay? I'll do one more. I'm just going to pick one in the middle. We'll do nitrogen. If we find nitrogen, N, it's right here. It's in group 5, so that means it has 5 valence electrons. So here's how we do it. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then around a second time, 5. That's all there is to it. I want you to continue working on the rest of this, and when you're done, you can use the link for the completed Lewis structure practice that you found on the document for extensions. That way you can self-check your own work. Let us know if you have questions. Good luck!